remain a strong atheist should be quite careful of reading Chesterton. And I can't really think who we would compare him to today. There are a lot of apologists, but I can't think of an apologist that has the same popular profile as Sir Neil Chesterton did. And there's a couple of things, well, there's an awful lot. The guy was just so quotable. There are two things that stick in my mind with Chesterton and have done over the years. One was a quote he said, where he said, "The Christian ideal has not been tried and found wanting. It's been found difficult and left untried." And he loved to use paradox an awful lot in his quotes. And I've met people like that, who they've looked at faith, they've looked at Christianity, and they've thought, this is going to be too difficult for me. And they just can't get beyond it, so they don't then try it. Now, I don't have the doofer for slides, so I've got a secret code with Louise to take us on to the next slide. And the second thing links into something that's been on my mind probably for the last 18 months or so. What's wrong with Abbey Hill? We've been talking about, Craig's been mentioning stuff over the last few weeks. We've had things in the bulletin. You know, we've had some people leaving us, and something seems a bit off. And about 18 months or so ago, somebody from the congregation and I were having a chat, and we were chatting along this line. What's going on? What's up at Abbey Hill just now? And we weren't having a mourning session or anything like that. We were just having some honest exchanges of views and trying to sort of figure a few things out. And we talked for hours about this, and we talked about all the good things about Abbey Hill, of which there are many, and we talked about some of the bad, and we probably hit on some good, fair points, and probably some pretty unfair ones as well. And I know from other smaller conversations, from the things I'm talking to Craig, from some of the things that Craig's been saying of late, that's maybe a question that some of you have been thinking as well. And in all these conversations, though, Chesterton is in my mind, and I can't get him out of my head, because when Chesterton was alive, the Times invited some of the most well-known and prolific writers and authors of the day to submit essays to a similar question, albeit a little bit bigger and parochial than ours. What's wrong with the world? And there were lots of responses. The shortest response, and some said the best, came from Chesterton. And he just wrote in and said, "Dear sirs, I am." That's his answer. And that then put a whole different perspective on my conversations. Because now when I ask the question, what's wrong with Abbey Hill, I get the answer, I am. So, that's a bit rubbish, really. Because it's far nicer to say, what's wrong with Abbey Hill? They are. But when you say, actually, maybe I am, you've got to kind of then do something about that. So, what did I do? Well, three things really. The first thing was that I committed to really taking my Bible reading and my prayer time seriously. And I have to tell you right now, I'm feeling miserably at that. But I will plead sleep deprivation as at least part of the reason just now for that. The second thing I did, that I felt was the right thing to do, was I joined a house group. And I wish I'd done it years ago. I gained so much from sitting with these same people every couple of weeks and just talking through the things of God. And if you're not in a house group, I mean, I know the people in my house group, but if you're not in a house group, please join. I was like you, I don't want to do that. It's really, really good. And the third thing I did was that I went to Craig and said, look, folk are sick and tired of hearing you. I'll stand at the front for change and hear a different voice. And he said yes, and I wish I'd left that a few more years to go. And so then I started thinking, what really then is the answer to Abbey Hill's problems? And the answer to Abbey Hill's problems is In Exodus chapter 3, God said to Moses, I am who I am. This is what you're to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you.